Hey everybody, this is Wolf here from Wolf Motorbike here on YouTube, and thank you so much enough for coming back to join us today. We're actually sitting back on the Yamaha YS125, which is my own personal bike. Literally this is going to be the start of a how-to series here on the channel for the new riders. Currently we're actually at home, because our lovely camera person has only got a push bike, so trying to get anywhere far enough away, which is quite difficult. So literally we are doing it in the little drive here, what we've got, just to show you some really fundamental and basic manoeuvres. So if you do get an opportunity to do so, make sure you go and do your taster at your local school. The tasters are actually quite valuable because it gives you the necessary experience which you're needing before you do your CBT, which yet again is your compulsory basic training. Now, I would have tapped into that already in one of the other videos, and we will always keep mentioning that, especially for the new learners. So what we are actually going to be doing today, yes, I haven't got the full gear on, I have got my helmet with me today. So we're actually going to be showing you how to do your basic check around your motorbike, including on how to go forward just using your clutch and stopping. And that is one of the most basic things you will be getting taught in your CBT and also on your taster. So let's just jump off. Let's get the camera person round so we can actually show you on what to actually expect. So when your instructor actually comes in and they're actually going through everything with you, they will go through all the controls. So all the controls are literally quite a basic thing. You've got all your brakes here onto the right hand side. You've got your front brake up on your throttle handlebar here on the right hand side, and you've also got your back brake right here, okay, where your right foot is going to be going. So I will be showing you on a later video on how to do your braking with your back brake anyway. As you then come up, they will be showing you the left hand side. So the left hand side is your clutch, your lights, indicator, including your horn as well, which on this bike is just underneath the indicator area. Now thankfully on this bike we've actually got one special edition which you don't normally get on a 125, which is actually the flash button for your lights. And down here as well you have actually got your gear change and lever, which will very quickly go through. So when they go through it, they will do this to you, right? It will look very, very weird. Don't worry about it. When you start your bike up, you are actually going to have a neutral, which is here between your thumb and your finger. When you go into first, you need to knock it down into your first gear. It will always stay level. It will always come back up again. So make sure that your foot is moved, which we will go into more details on your gear changes a bit later on. You then knock it up for your second gear, again for your third, your fourth and your fifth, then back down again using your clutch, your control to come back down. When you go from your second to your first gear to try and miss your neutral, which does happen by the way people, you do need to give it a good knockdown. As well as going up to second gear, you need to give it a good old bump just to get it into gear. If it does go into neutral while you're riding, and you can hear it, right, and trust me, you can hear it if it's going into neutral and it's in there, just knock it down to first gear or knock it up to second if you try and get into second. Just make sure if you do go into neutral, probably the safest bet for you is to actually go into first gear. So slow down your speed, knock it down right to first gear, and then get it back up to speed again for your second gear. Then here we've got the ignition part, okay, for the bike as well. Okay, and we've then also got the fuel tank cap here as well, which is using the same key. So let's just get this turned on. Okay, so as you can see, it will do its little business, and up here you would actually see if it's got an N, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and it will also show it here on the display as well. So this is a digital display because it's actually from 2019, this bike, so it's actually quite a really good way to actually see which kind of gear you're actually in. Now that we've got this on, we're needing to do some basic checks. Okay, so like I said, this video is all about your slow maneuvers, your basic stuff, but we're actually going to be putting in the checks with you as well. When you do your daily checks, you need to make sure that you check your indicators. Your left hand side indicator, front and back. Okay, I hope that you can see it because of the sun. And then knock it off by pushing it into here. Okay, so that's the left, and it will always come back into the middle, then push it in to knock it off, then onto your right. So you will then see the right indicators actually going off. Okay, now there is actually another test for you to do as well when you're at the back, which is actually legal requirements to be on the road in the UK. You're needing to make sure that this backlight here, which is your registration plate number light, you need to make sure that it is working and it's actually lighting, especially for night time. If you don't, you will probably get a fine and possibly get points on your license, which we don't want you to do if you are a new rider. So let's just turn this off. Let's then have a look at the lights. So currently right now, okay, you will see that we've actually got two lights here. We've got one down here and one up here. The top one's not working because we need to place the ignition on. Okay. Right now, this is on a dim light, and we then place it up to your I-beam light, okay, for night time. So that's I-beam, this is your low beam, okay, a lot more different. So if we then have a look at the flash, there you will see the light actually flashing. Okay, that's what you need to look at as well. You should be doing your daily tests on these areas anyway, including one extra check. I'll take you two extra checks. Your own check, which is really, really loud, which we're not going to be doing, and also your chain check. Your chain down here needs to be tight enough for it to go round, but it should bounce back in on a level area there. So if you're just using your foot, you can use your foot to check that, or your hand if you wish to. So let's just turn this off, and that very, very quickly. So that there alone is actually your major little checks which you need to be doing on your motorbike. So what we're going to be doing is now, we're actually going to be chucking on a helmet.
Safety first.
Safety first, as always. I know I should have the jacket on and my boots on. I'm not going to do that today. Make sure when you do go out riding, make sure that you have your gear on. Your helmets, your gloves, your jacket, your boots, trousers, and also carry waterproofs with you as well. So let me just chop this on very, very quickly, and of course I will edit this bit out.
We'll just look down for now.
yeah, have a look at the nice bike.
Okay.
And of course we would actually remove the registration plate number, we'll actually black that out as well.
Yeah, we can do that anyway.
So we will do that during the video. So let's just get on our helmet without breaking my glasses today, ideally. Okay. Right, so I'm hoping that the camera can actually pick this up, guys, and I really do hope so, because we've actually got a microphone here as well, you see. We've actually got our Wolf Junior actually with a egg camera on, So wave to the head camera. Junior, wave an
Head
camera. That's it. And then we've also got a mobile phone as well. Just to make sure that we've got all the necessary bits of angles, what we are needing. So what we are actually going to be doing is, it's actually showing you on how to do your clutch control. To move forward and literally use it to brake as well. And that is really, really major. Especially when you were doing your tasters and also your CBT. Especially when you get into element E, which is the road ride. So let's just get this on. Because I need him to see. Unfortunately, I do need him to see. So let's just whip over. Yes, I do not have the gloves on. So trying to find the biting point on this without gloves on is going to be quite fun. So, come over here, dude. So what I will say is, straight away, you need to put your kickstand up. Just kick it up, that is up straight away. Make sure you've then also got your front brake on, right? And you can actually do this as part of your test. Make sure that you've got your suspension there, okay, actually on your brake. Because this is normal, and that is with the front brake on. Okay, make sure that you always use front brake with this. Turn on your bike, and it's on down on a neutral. Okay. When you've done that, you then need to start off your bike. Okay, just like that. Nice and simple. Then what you should then do is place in your clutch. Fill in your clutch, put in, up onto your foot with a gear, then knock it down to first. Okay? Right now, that's in first gear. I can now release the front brake, because I'm sitting there, that's perfectly fine. But when you do this in your CBT, make sure that you've always got your hand on the handlebar, not actually take it off. So what we're actually going to be doing is, we're actually going to be moving forward a little bit by using the clutch, by using the biting point of the clutch. So literally on there, and we're actually going to be walking it a little bit. So that we find the biting point, like this, okay, and then we'll get you to stop by using your clutch. Right, just bring in here. So let's just do this again. Okay, so we just move it back a little bit. Again, biting point on your clutch. Okay, so you can feel it move. Okay, if it's going a bit too quicker, just bring in your clutch a little bit more. Okay, and then bring it in to stop. So what we're then going to be doing now is, let's just move it back, and this time what we're going to be doing is, we're just going to then take a command decision on your bike. So what a command decision is for your bike is very simple. You bring in your front brake and you place your foot onto your right hand side here. Okay, this is a command decision. For those of you that are not having trainers on, because I know we have a boots on for this, it does feel a bit weird. This will then allow you to then pick up your left foot when you are going forward. But when you are going full speed, or when you need your throttle, you then need to use some throttle. So what we're going to be doing is, we're actually going to be going down, so if my camera person comes around here. So literally what we do is, we release the clutch, just like this. Nicely does it, and bring it in. Okay, that's initially up straight, but of course we are going down here now, so I've had to use my braking knife to move it into a full on. So let's move it back. Of course, so that we're not going to get enough speed here, and bring up the left foot. When you do this, you will need to bring up your foot when you've got enough speed. let's just make sure I don't crash into nothing. Right, there we go. So, let's just turn this off. But first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to bring this up into a neutral area. So keeping your clutch in, using your front brake to keep it sturdy because your foot's not on the back brake. We are now going to kick it up to neutral. Okay, yet again we will go a bit more into the brakes anyway. When it's in neutral, you can let go of your clutch there, just like so. Then we can then turn it off. When that's then turned off, make sure then your kickstand is down. So let's just get the kickstand down. And if I camera person can get this, when you come off your bike and onto your bike, make sure you use your front brake. Bring it in, then get off your bike carefully, making sure that the stand is also down. When you're off, you can then let go of the front brake when it's then done. So let's just get this off very quickly because
let's look down again while we take the hat off.
So literally when we do actually go out onto one of our flogging rides, we will actually explain to you on how to do a throttle control, clutch usage, and that for slow speed. So when you do go in for your initial taster and that initially at your score, if they do that, then definitely do it. Like, you will be paying a little bit more and that towards your training. Don't worry about the ambulances because we live down near a hospital. So thank God that we got one on literally on the doorstep. So literally, yeah. So definitely do a taster and that, because when you decide to get onto a bike, especially if you are old enough to ride a 125, this is what you've got to learn. A twist and go, a scooter, is totally a bit different because your brakes are actually on your handlebars. Your throttle is onto your right hand side with your back brake, your front brake being on the left hand side, and there's no gears. So it's automatic, rev and go, you just ride. But you can't go no more than 30 miles an hour on them. So 125s are actually a lot more nicer and a lot more comfortable to ride. So definitely do your taster. This is what you will be covering. Your basic clutch control to go forward, and then we'll also then show you how to use your throttle as well. So what I would do is, just to make people happy, I'm actually going to turn this on. So if my camera person can come over, okay, if they actually have a look at this here, which is the throttle gauge, you should be averaging, so this here, don't worry about this being in a weird position because it's actually near enough 2. What you should be aiming is around about 4 to 5 and that when it's like that, but it's actually around about 2 to 3,000 revs. So at 2 to 3,000 revs, sound roughly around about that. So that is a nice constant lift. Okay, then we're then going to come up again. When you place your hands as well on that, which I actually forgot to mention, do not hold your handlebars like this. Okay, that is dangerous because if you turn going this way to your right, okay, you're going to go like that. If you turn to the left, what's going to happen is that your arm's going to do this, and you're going to put your throttle on too much. Your best way in that to deal with it is keeping it flat. So if my camera person can come here, so like you keep it nice and flat. So when you're actually sitting on it, and when you're actually holding the handlebar, okay, you sit in comfortably with a straight arm going into your wrist. Okay, so when you go that way, okay, like you're not going to put too much throttle on. You're not going to go this way when it's going to go rump or cut off too much. So make sure it's very, very comfortable on your arm. When you're actually sitting there, stay nice and relaxed, bent arms a little bit, make sure that you're nice and comfy and that, and make sure, which you can't really tell in that with this jacket on, your arms should be nice and actually relaxed. Okay, so when you actually look at your straightness of your arm, it's really from your elbow down. Okay, anything up here, when it's like that, you're too stiff. Make sure it's nice and chill, just wobble your arms out and get it nicely relaxed, okay? And that is your best position to ride very, very comfortably with any form of bike, from your rev and go all the way up to your big bikes. Okay, so like your 650s, your 950s, your 1100s, your 1000s, 1200s, all the way up to 2000s. Okay, always get into that habit of being very, very relaxed when you are actually riding. So in our next episode, if Mr. Wolf can come round, so in our next episode, what we are going to be doing is we are actually going to be doing a little vlog, and we will actually explain the controls between your throttle, your back brake and your clutch, with some of your gear change, on how to do a gear change successfully. Now what we will do, okay, we will do a lot of the scene for the gear changes here at home, because we can't have a camera pointing down there, unfortunately, because it's not the fine spot on this bike, unfortunately. So that's what we're going to be doing, and we will show you the best way now to change gears, and we will actually explain what we're doing up on the hands, including a back brake as well, and possibly a little bit of a front brake. Okay, so that's how to do your checks. That's how to move forward and stop by using the clutch. Honestly, if you're going down the hill, then use a bit of your back brake, and that's to stop you from rolling. Because even though that this is all right, it doesn't stop the bike from moving with the clutch on. You do need either your front brake or back brake to stop you from moving while going downhill. So that is all for this little how-to series episode, and that's for our first one. We will see you on our next vlog, and we will also work on our next video on how to do your gear changes a little bit better here at home, with a bit of a lined out as well, and to show you the motions of what we actually go through on riding a motorbike with gear changes. So till next time, see you all later. I'm outing out. Ride safe, have fun, and bye.